So my very first mosh pit was in middle school at a school dance. This Korn song came on, and about 6 of us really started throwing down. It was my first experience with Korn and moshing, the middle school mosh, and I got kicked out of the school dance. Not the whole school, just the dance. So I was pretty bummed about that because Jesse Bush was there, and I was hoping to hook up, but it didn't happen because of moshing. So mosh carefully. Okay, here you go, ER.
Okay, it's gonna be like.
Really,
Yeah, that's me.
So my first and worst mosh pit experience. I've toured with a lot of heavier bands, so and been some not so great selling shows. So everybody just got super wasted and was like celebrating and basically putting on a crowd for the bands on tour. And yeah, did my first 2-step, got about 2 steps into it and hit some water and just went down, slammed my head on the ground, and I was just like, all right guys, I don't think I'm ever trying this ever again. I just wrote it off. I was like, it's just not for me. So yeah, that's it. Never again.
My scariest mosh pit story. I was 16 years old. It was one of the first punk rock shows I ever went to. It was to go see AFI. And my friends convinced me that I should get in the pit since I'd never been in one before. So I got in and immediately...
Did you love someone?
No.
You didn't get in the pit and love someone?
Did you?
Never did.
And it was the scariest moment of my life because I thought I was gonna die. I'm still a very short person, but I was even shorter then, and it was a lot of skinheads and punk rock kids that were very scary, and I couldn't breathe at one point, and I thought I was gonna die, but I survived. So thank you, AFI, for almost killing me in a mosh pit.
Best, that's what we're doing, right? Best and worst. So best mosh pit story. I'm a very big hardcore fan. I grew up listening to hardcore music when I was in high school. And back in 2011 or 12, me and a bunch of friends drove down to Philly to This Is Hardcore Festival. Gorilla Biscuits was doing a reunion, and at that time, this band called Power Trip from Texas was on a huge hype train, for lack of a better term. So to come to America hardcore is like way different than Canadian hardcore. It's just like a lot more hectic. It's a lot more fun, in my opinion. So that mosh pit, whatever you like to call it, was a blast. There was people with like American flags doing somersaults, people walking on each other's heads. I think it was just like front flip after front flip after front flip into like the crowd. The pit was just like non-stop chaos. But the worst mosh pit experience also happens to be the same set at This Is Hardcore during Power Trip in 2011, because safe to say his bass player Josh decided that instead of moshing, he was gonna do some acrobatics, like off of PA speakers into the crowd as much as possible. And we all watched him do a front flip, probably like 15 feet in the air, and land just like not on anyone, straight onto the ground, and he knocked himself unconscious. So that hell of a time that was like a bunch of boys from Canada having fun watching Power Trip very quickly turned into how do we take care of Josh and pull his knocked out body out of this hell zone.
So my first mosh pit experience was at a venue called the White Rabbit in San Antonio, Texas, and I saw Silverstein play with, I think, Chiodos, and it was like 2 separate pits like going on in the room, maybe even 3. Like, it was like pretty hectic. At the time it was like 2006, 2007, so Silverstein was like on their shit like crazy, and yeah, I think I just literally just whatever got brave enough to like stand on the edge, and then eventually, I don't know, stupidly play with myself or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it was definitely Silverstein that for sure after Rabbit in San Antonio. That's like 9 or 10 years ago now. My worst one is probably Ward 07. I got to see my first time seeing Under Oath, and they were playing like the amphitheater is like dead packed, like as packed as it could possibly be. And I like whatever made my way to the very front, or like a couple rows from the front, and with maybe like 2 songs left, like some girl just got like launched like so hard to where like whatever point of her body was like holding the most weight in the most direction. Definitely went like directly on top of my head. So I can still like semi-vividly remember like feeling like this whole space, like my entire neck, like going in to my body and then coming back out. Like it felt like my neck literally inserted into my fucking whatever chest and then came back out. It was fucked up. Definitely the worst robot show I've ever had.
Alright. The last time I moshed was a couple years ago, and I was super drunk at my friend's show.
The whole stuff show.
And the homies. And I don't know what I was doing, just playing my arms, punching people. I was drunk. That's about it.
Okay.
I can remember.
What about first? Do you remember your first?
That was probably it.
That was his first, best, and worst ever. It was
Okay.
just one fucked up house party.
Yeah.
Tight. All right, cool.